prosperity of a nation, let peace reign. On the news this afternoon, blocked part of Waterline's access of Aba Road, which leads to the state. Stakeholders renew call for improved security on waterways in River State. President Tinubu swears in new SGF Chief of Staff. And on the foreign scene, 2 killed in shooting at graduation ceremony in Virginia, USA. My name is Jude Omamegbe, and this is the news.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon, and we start our news this afternoon with stories from Port Harcourt as the blocked part of Waterline's access of Aba Road, which leads to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) office in Port Harcourt, has finally been reopened to traffic. As you may know, that section of the road was barricaded by security operatives posted to the INEC head office during the 2023 general elections and remained cordoned off weeks after the elections. Drivers gain access to GRA Junction, causing heavy traffic, especially during the morning hours. INEC has released the final list of candidates for November 11th governorship election in Delta, Imo, and Kogi states. INEC National Commissioner Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, in a statement said the list was approved by the commission at its regular meeting on Tuesday. The list showed that all 18 political parties fielded candidates for Kogi poll, while 17 parties fielded candidates for Imo and 16 in Bayelsa. The list also showed that 2 political parties fielded female candidates for the Bayelsa poll, while only 1 party fielded a female candidate for the Kogi poll. President Bola Tinubu has sworn in George Akume as the Secretary to the Government of the Federation (SGF). The swearing-in ceremony took place this morning at the council chambers of the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Dignitaries, including serving and former governors, were in attendance as Mr. Akume took his oath of allegiance and oath of office. The Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, who is the outgoing Speaker of the House of Representatives, has also been sworn in. And away from that, troops of Operation Delta Safe stormed Iba community in Emoa local government area of River State. Admiral Olusegun Ferrara
Delta Safe to counter the activities of criminals set up illegal mining sites like we just saw. One of them was right here at Iba. So our mandate is to go after criminals and destroy these illegal refining sites in pursuance of the mandate of OPDS. So like we've always sent out this, OPDS will not relent in its efforts in carrying out its mandate. We'll go after them no matter where they go. We're up to the task.
The OPDS Commander Rear Admiral Olusegun Ferrara also warned youths in the Niger Delta region to desist from pipeline vandalism and other criminal activities.
OPDS will go after them anywhere. Our task as military men is to carry out kinetic operations. However, the government has also opened up non-kinetic approaches for them to embrace, and in pursuance of this mandate, we urge them to also look at stopping these acts of criminalities which they've been perpetrating. We will continue to do what is expected of us, but the onus is on them to also think and desist from this criminal acts.
Moving on, the River State government and the police have been urged to improve security on the waterways in the state. It follows Monday's pirate attack that left at least 1 person dead. The state chairman of Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, Israel Pepple, spoke to our correspondent Emeka Otsuka on this.
The truth of the matter is that the government needs to beef up the security situation within the waterways so that this type of thing can be reduced drastically. On the waterway, no police presence. They are just at the jetty, no gunboat.
During Monday's incident, Mr. Pepple said the attackers hijacked 2 commercial boats along the Abonima-Kula waterway through the sea and took away 1 of the boats. It's the but female passenger.
So they've also recovered the cops. So we'll talk about the for now, but we don't know when they talk again.
Meanwhile, the River State Commissioner of Police, Emeka Wuni, has reeled out some achievements of the command since he assumed office 2 weeks ago. Briefing journalists at the police headquarters in Port Harcourt, CP Wuni listed the achievements in a whole local areas.
Operative of the country raided the house of one police of me and arrested one Progress Most aka Bodyling, age 25. On 2nd of June 2023, operative of the command arrested one Ogudo, age 32, a native of Awara, Ohaji Egbema local government of Imo State, in his hideout at Nkpo, Rumolumini, Port Harcourt, for the murder of 2 persons in his community. The suspect has been on a watch list of the police since he escaped from the lawful in Owerri in April 2001.
The River State Commissioner of Police, however, promised to rid the state of criminal elements.
Within this period, I took over as the Commissioner of Police. The arrest of 2 suspects, cultists, recovery of 2 arms, 1 machete, kitchen knives, arrest of jail escapees, arrest of 2 notorious car snatchers, arrest of suspect cultists, and recovery of firearms. On 2nd of June 2023, operatives of Eneka Division, while conducting stop and search, intercepted 2 male suspects named Ndubisi Brown, age 47, and 1 Amechi Kenneth, age 35, while in possession of firearms in their boot along Army Range Road, Eneka. The command is not relenting in its fight against crime and criminality in the state.
Well, still ahead, former Governor Wike backs fuel subsidy removal. Stay tuned. Or Mamigbe. The former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, has again said he is not afraid of the EFCC. The former governor said this during a media chat in Port Harcourt.
I will leave this state without carrying security going everywhere. I told you I'm not going to run away from this state. How many governors can you now see visible? Come out. If I told you, if just invite me, they will stay in Rivers State for 6 months. They will take them project by project. Look at what we did there. Look at where this money went. See what we did there. Then let them invite me. I'm not afraid of that.
On the plan by organized labor to go on strike over fuel subsidy removal, former governor said the labor has no right to speak for all workers in Nigeria.
I don't want to believe that the only masses, when Labour talks about masses, it's only civil servants. I don't want to believe that. And that's the mistake they're making. Labour can't speak for me. Labour can't speak for those who are not working. Labour only speaks for their civil servants, for their members, with all due respect. There are a lot of people who are suffering, who don't have work. So why can't this money be used to provide employment? Why can't this money be used to do other things?
And the former governor of the state also commended President Tinubu for the appointment of Femi Gbajabiamila as chief of staff and George Akume as secretary to the government.
In circumstances like this, you need somebody who can preach, relate, or the lawmakers. The process of government has former prime secretary became governor, became a minister, and you talk about an engine room of government. Who can be more qualified than that? And look at what the man is doing, balancing. Remember, the Muslim ticket was a serious problem in this country, and that's why you have to be careful. Nigeria is such a complex country, and for him, I'm going to bring part in this government people from these areas too, to assuade them that look, what we are doing is right thing, and he appointed a Christian.
Some Port Harcourt residents say they are disappointed following the suspension of the planned nationwide strike by the organized labor. Those who spoke to our correspondent said they had hoped that the NLC to force the government to suspend the fuel subsidy removal. They said that the NLC has failed the common masses.
It's not fair suspending the strike. The cost of living is very hard. Civil servant cannot come out. Students cannot go to school. Parents are suffering. NSC was a means to solve this issue.
I was really ready for the strike. Transportation is cost. So all those things.
So we don't know whether they give them small money or other things. Then they not tell them that they should stop. Then they stop. At least if they go this strike, federal government will know that they mean this strike. It's not fair. Me, I didn't like it.
When NSC was NSC, it was during Obasanjo time when Adam Soshomole was NSC chairman. The force was there, the aim and the objective was there. But ever since Oshomole left, NSC died. They are just like a social club now. The hardship, the inflation, at least people need to hit the streets to show that things are not really going where the way it's supposed to be.
Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has reduced civil servants' work days from 5 to 3 days weekly. This is a part of measures. This is part of measures to reduce the suffering faced by the people due to the federal government's petrol subsidy removal policy. Kwara State first announced the slash. In other news, the Senate stood down the consideration of the controversial Water Resources Bill. The bill passed by the House of Representatives was sent to the upper legislative chamber for concurrence. The legislation seeks to establish an act that will provide a regulatory framework for Nigeria's water resources sector. Among other things, it seeks to bring water resources, both surface and underground, and the banks of the water resources under the control of the federal government.
And now the business news.
To business news now, the interim managing director of Nigerian Air, Captain Dakpo Olumide, on Tuesday said the aircraft used to unveil the country's national carrier was a legitimate chartered flight from Ethiopian Airlines. Mr. Olumide, who made this known before the Senate Committee on Aviation, said the aircraft returned to Ethiopian Airlines after the unveiling. At the meeting, the chairman of the Senate Aviation Committee, Senator Biodun Olujimi, wondered why the immediate past Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, hurriedly unveiled a national carrier on the last day of the Muhammadu Buhari administration. But the Ministry of Aviation said Nigerian Air was only unveiled and not launched. In entertainment, controversial street pop star Portable has announced the arrival of his fifth child with Yoruba actress Akinyaju Omobolarinde, popularly known as Ashabi. With this new child, the actress has now become the third woman to give birth for the singer. In sports, the Federation of International Football Association FIFA has gifted Victor Osimhen with a special jersey and ball following the forward's outstanding performance for Napoli in the 2022-2023 season. Osimhen was pivotal to Napoli winning the Scudetto for the first time in 33 years. And finally, from the international scene, 2 people have been killed and 5 others injured in a shooting at a graduation ceremony in Virginia. The shooting outside the Atria Theater in Richmond sent hundreds of people, many of them wearing graduation gowns, running for safety yesterday evening. A 19-year-old suspect tried to flee on foot but was arrested. Police say he will be charged with at least 2 counts of second-degree murder. The suspect, who has not been named, is believed to have known at least one of the victims. And that was the news this afternoon. But before we depart, a quick recap. The blocked part of Waterline's access of Aba Road, which leads to INEX office in Port Harcourt, has been reopened. Army has raided illegal oil refining sites in Emoa, Rivers State. Stakeholders have renewed calls for improved security on waterways in Rivers State. President Tinubu has sworn in new SGF George Akume and Chief of Staff Femi Gbajabiamila. And on the foreign scene, 2 people have been killed in a shooting at a graduation ceremony in Virginia, U.S. The news was edited by Martha Okere Nkem. Cloudy weather is expected in Port Harcourt this afternoon with temperatures of about 28 degrees centigrade. Please be advised. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. My name is Jude Omamibe. Good afternoon and thank you for being a part of the news.